Hi, this is David Ojeda with Fritz-Pak Corporation, and today's video is for all you concrete finishers out there. We're going to be answering a lot of your frequently asked questions related to concrete finishing, so get ready. Why is using a finishing aid better than spraying the concrete surface with water? So anytime you're adding water to the concrete, you're going to be changing the water-cement ratio, and the water-cement ratio is what determines the ultimate strength of the concrete that we're going to be making. So when you're adding it onto the surface layer, then really all you're doing is you're just altering the water cement ratio of just that surface layer. And what's ultimately going to happen is you're going to see that top layer of concrete just become weaker and weaker the more water that you spray on. And it's just going to create a poor finish. It might be easier to trowel, the early stages of finishing, but the ultimate finish of how it looks to the customer, the ultimate product will just look terrible. So you really want to be using a finishing aid or something that's going to act as a surface retarder as opposed to just spraying too much water onto the top. So Control Finish is a powdered product that you add to a sprayer and add water. Now you're going to think, oh, I'm just spraying water onto the concrete. But when you're spraying with Control Finish, you're going to be spraying just a very, very thin film of material onto the top. And then you want to work it into the surface layer. And what it should do is just slow down the set time of that surface. So, instead of trying to add water to give yourself some more working time, just add the Control Finish and work it in, and you'll see that you're getting, an extra 30 minutes to 45 minutes of workability on that surface layer. Do I have to wait for the Control Finish to evaporate before I start troweling the concrete? No. So really what you want to be doing is, while the concrete is still fresh, probably ideally before you even float, that's when you want to spray the Control Finish on top. And then you're just going to float it in. You could hand trowel it as well, but you want to do it while it is still relatively wet and relatively fresh so that you can actually work it into that top layer. And by working it in, you should do what we call bring up the butter, which means you should have like a thin layer of concrete paste that kind of hangs out on top. And that's what's going to allow you to get a really smooth and even finish. Thanks for watching our video. Hopefully that helped a lot of you finishers out there. Now, if you have some additional questions, leave them down in the comments below. And if we use your question in a future video, we'll be sure to send you some awesome Fritz-Pak swag. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more information on how our products can improve your concrete.